Hey everyone, I'm John from Talking Cardboard, coming back to you today with another quick roll episode, kind of recapping the games I've played in the last week or so. 2 weeks ago, we played our Keyforge Age of Ascension tournament with, I think we had 8 people, which was actually really fun. We did a double elimination style where each player started with 2 random decks that they had not opened or looked at yet, and you basically play until you lose with both of them or beat everyone else out. So that was really cool. I think I ended up with some pretty interesting decks. I had a Mars Brobnar Dis deck that was pretty good, super control-y. Really fun to play though. I think I got lucky a few times and was able to flood the board early with some Brobnar creatures, get 5 guys out on the board that I could use to reap or fight and kind of keep control. And then my discards were able to also provide utility for getting me more amber or for killing my opponent's creatures. And I think it actually had Mars, which also contributed more to my creature pool and to cards like Orbital Bombardment that allowed me to blow up my enemy's board pretty easily. So that was pretty fun. I think my other deck was a Dis Sanctum Mars deck, which also was super control-y. This one really didn't pan out well. Had way too many control cards, not enough creatures. I just really couldn't make any headway gaining amber and trying to control the board at the same time, so that was unfortunate. I think I ended up going like 2-1 in the tournament, taking 5th or 6th. Still really fun. I think everyone enjoyed themselves, and it was a good way to kind of get back into Keyforge and checking out the new Age of Ascension cards, so it's pretty cool. Last weekend, a few of us got together and we played one new board game and one classic. The first game we played was a game I had just gotten that you saw in my last video. I got Star Wars Outer Rim from FFG. Finally got that to the table. It is a longer game, like they say. I think our playthrough took almost 3 hours, but I really enjoyed it. You basically take on the role of either a smuggler or bounty hunter from the Star Wars galaxy, and you're out there trying to complete jobs or bounties for fame or cash or credits, I guess, in Star Wars universe. I actually got, I think, Lando Calrissian, and luckily enough, I actually got to, with the way the game works, I actually had the next ship to buy was, the modified YT-1300 freighter that I eventually upgraded into the Millennium Falcon, so you really got that nice theme of pairing character with ship, and the goals that and special abilities that are on these character cards really resonate with the characters from the movies. Like, I think Lando, I could go, depending on what faction controlled the planet I was on, be it Imperial, Rebel, Hutt, Cartel, or the Syndicate factions, which is basically all the other scummy sides of the galaxy. Whatever faction owned that planet, I could pay credits to actually gain reputation with them, so I could prevent encountering their patrols on the board, and some of their jobs or events would become easier by having that positive reputation. So I thought that was really cool. I think the person that was playing as... Actually, I can't remember if Jeff was playing a bounty hunter or not, but he basically went out there and was hunting down bounties, and that made for an interesting dynamic, because as you're going through the galaxy, or the edge of the galaxy, through these 8 planets, you're picking up crew members that have special abilities. Now, the bounty cards also include these crew members that you're picking up. So if someone has this crew on their ship, the person with that bounty actually has to track down the player that has that crew, and then initiates a combat against that player, or if they decide not to protect their crew member, the bounty on their ship. So that creates for some good PvP aspects of the game, instead of just trying to do your own thing and gain the 10 fame you need to win without really interacting with each other. So, like I said, I think it's really cool. I think they did a good job with the mechanics of the game. I don't know if you played Western Legends, it's similar to that, but I think it's more fleshed out and has a better feel with these events that really correlate to things going on in the Star Wars universe. So I thought that was really awesome. The final game we played over the weekend was Clank with the Upper Management and Sunken Treasures expansions. I'm really liking this game to the table a lot. It's really fun. It's basically a deck building game, but you're also moving through this board, going down into the depths and into the water in the Sunken Treasures expansion to gather a treasure worth so many points, and obviously the treasures that are worth the most points are kind of further down or in harder to reach places, because in this game, as you're going and exploring underwater, unless you've bought the scuba gear, if you're staying consecutive turns in a water tile, you're taking damage, and it's also a little harder to get to these spots and then reach the surface again. And in this game, if someone triggers the end game and you are still under this water line, you just die and all your points are void. So you really have to manage what treasure you're going for and if you have enough time to get back into your ship or up to the very top of the boat without dying and being able to actually make all your efforts count. So I think that's really cool. I always try to get down there and try to get that, top score treasure while maximizing the points on my cards without overbuying too many things out of the market pool, because I feel like that can really almost cause a detrimental effect to your deck if you're just buying maybe a 2-cost card that you don't really need and throwing it in there. But I think we actually had a pretty close game, and it was fun. My guy did die, but I was not under the water line, so I got to count my points and somehow managed to squeak out a victory on that one. So really fun. Other than board games, I've still been playing MTG Arena Online. M20 just came out, the new core set for this year. I really haven't found much to make with that yet. I'm still experimenting with a lot of things. The one deck I have been playing a lot, I'll show you here, is kind of a Chandra themed deck. I got quite a few of her planeswalkers in the new set, so I wanted to make something with it. Basically, you got your standard red burn cards for controlling the early board, either whether or not you're dealing damage to the face with shock or using a lava coil to kind of burn away that early bigger creature. And then you kind of go into this where you want to get elementals and Chandra out, and all her planeswalker versions serve a good purpose in this deck. Like this one, you're getting 2 elemental creatures with haste that you're sacrificing. You have other cards in here that are buffing your elementals or allow you to sacrifice an elemental to do a certain effect. And you've also got her other 0 ability, which lets you put a loyalty counter on each red planeswalker control. So if you have either of the other 3 Chandras out, I mean, you're adding loyalty counters for free, basically. Then the other Chandras you got are obviously the one that buffs your elementals +2/+0, or gives you a nice little boost of 2 red mana each turn. Then you've also got the 2 mythics from the new set. Actually, all these are from the new set. So 4 Chandras in the new set, which is pretty crazy and pretty cool. But you got Chandra Wakened Inferno, can't be countered. You're basically giving your opponent an emblem each turn for that +2. That's going to deal 1 static damage to them every turn, and you can stack this effect. I think I've played against a similar deck like this, and they've gotten up to like 5 of these emblems on me, so you're taking 5 damage every turn. It can be pretty brutal, and let's say you need to clear the board, you just use your -3 and kind of just do that 3 damage to each non-elemental creature, and then obviously you've got the -X on there that can just burn away a big creature or planeswalker threat. And then finally, you've also got, Chandra Flames Fury, who is also dealing damage to a couple damage to certain targets, or you can deal 4 damage to a creature and 2 damage to the controller. So again, super burn red. I mean, pretty classic for red. Been pretty fun to play. I don't usually like playing mono-colored decks. I think it gets a little stale, but this one's been pretty cool, and that's really all I've been playing on MTG lately, other than my old Esper control decks that have not been updated since the M20 set came out. Finally, the last game I've been playing has been Hearthstone, trying to stay up to date with that. I finally kind of broke down and built a deck that's going to help me rank, so I built the Bomb Hunter deck. It's by far probably one of the most powerful decks that's almost ever been in the game, I'd say. I mean, it's crazy good. The win rate on this thing is incredibly high. There aren't really too many weak matchups for this. It just kind of tears through everything. Even mirror matches, I mean, are pretty interesting. I mean, anything can really happen. It's just taking advantage of all these early low-cost mechs like Mecharoo or the Galvanizer upgradable Framebot, and then upgrading them with things like the War Gear or Ziliax or Venomizer to kind of boost their power, give them like a special stat like Poisonous or Lifesteal, or just a big body with the War Gear. It also includes the Venomizer missile launcher package, so if you are in more of a control matchup, you can pop down like turn 8 this missile launcher and magnetize the Venomizer to it, and boom, at the end of the turn everything's going to be dead except for the missile launcher Venomizer combined mech. So that's really cool. And then obviously you've got all these Battlecry effects where you're summoning O2 Goblin Bombs, and basically what those do is when they die, they're sending 2 damage at your opponent's face, which is really nice. Just extra damage for really little cost. And then you've got Boommaster Flark, who is your kind of just an extra guy that's going to generate you those bombs, and those bombs are also mechs, so you can be magnetizing your War Gears or Ziliax or Venomizers onto those and hitting people with that. So I mean, there's just a lot of good synergy in this deck. It's been really fun too to play, and all around just, yeah, really strong deck. So, but that's really all I've been playing this week. Let me know what you guys have been playing. I'm always curious for new games. I think we're going to be trying out, or I've been looking into getting Clank in Space. I've been liking Clank so much. But other than that, yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. There will be a link below. We're trying to start our fundraising for our Extra Life charity. Our money will be going to the St. Paul Children's Hospital, which is nearby. Just would appreciate any donations if you like our videos, and hopefully you guys are all enjoying your games and would like to hear what you guys have going on. So thanks, and enjoy your gaming.